friends, Amanda here. Welcome back to Handmade, not Hallmark. In today's card, I am featuring some amazing products from Tailored Expressions. This is their Wreathed in Joy stamp and stencil set. It was so fun to use, and I've got so many more ideas. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. The first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get my images stamped down. Now, this is on red rubber, and it's meant to be stamped as one whole piece, kind of like a background stamp. And you can stamp them up in different colors, those sorts of things. I decided that I wanted to do the J and the Y for the joy in a different way than what I want to do the stencil. So I decided not to ink that portion up. I am using some ground espresso distress oxide inks. Now you could use dye inks, you could do heat embossing, anything like that to do your actual stamping of the branch portions of this. And this is actually the very first time in this video that I was playing with this set. So I was kind of not really sure where certain things went. So this is straight out the package. I was using it and I'm super thrilled with it. I love it so much. I can see these being used as ornaments and all sorts of fun things. I've got a few more ideas in the wings about using this set in particular. I love that there's individual sprigs as well, so you can either add on to it, you can use those in a different way, those sorts of things. So super exciting. Next, I'm going to get into the stenciling. So there are there are 4 stencils in this set, and they're numbered, but you could do them in any order, really. I just decided to go along with, and I guess there's 3, 3 stencils in the set, and there's these little register marks, the little squares that are etched in there, and I was having a hard time figuring out which way it went because I didn't have the J and the Y in there, so I was getting a little bit confused, but I eventually did figure it out. And again, like I said, this is the first time I was using it, so I wasn't quite savvy on how everything went, but I know the second time around I'm going to be so much better at it. So I'm just getting everything lined up here, and I'm going to get into my inking, and I'm super excited about this. You guys know how I feel about stencils, but for some reason, the stencil sets from Tailored Expression, I don't really have too much of an issue with. I don't know why. Maybe I can't really explain it, but either way, they were super fun and a real joy to work with. No pun intended there at all. So once I finally got my stencil where I needed it, I'm going to go in with some distressed oxide inks. Again, use any inks that you have. I just like these ones a little bit better. I am starting to experiment with my other inks that I have, but with this first time using it, I wanted to go with inks that I was super comfortable with. So I'm going in with Rustic Wilderness as the first layer of my leaves. So this stencil set uses 2 types of kind of leaf colors, so you can do a variety. Again, super cute. I can definitely see these being used as ornaments or, you know, really big focal points on cards, and it's just really fun, a really unique idea. And again, like I said, with the separate sprigs, I think if you got a really fun big, you know, word die or something, and then filled in around it with those little sprigs, I think it would be really cute. So this first layer, I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I like the way it looks. And then once I get the second layer going, it just really comes together and it starts to look really, really pretty. I could definitely see this as like a fall wreath. I think you could definitely do it as a fall wreath. I think that would be really, really fun. Instead of doing the berries as like a red, you could do them like stencil over it with like VersaFine, and then do them as like gold on there with like fall colors. Oh, I know that I'm on my Christmas cards, but I could definitely see that being used as a fall card. I just had just a brainstorm. Just watching myself go, like when I do these voiceovers, I do all the video editing first, and then I go back in and I do the voiceovers. So I inspire myself as I'm doing this because I rewatch what I've done and I come up with more ideas. So if you're struggling with ideas, just go back and rewatch a bunch of things, or, you know, 100 times if you have to, because you can watch somebody do something and then your brain starts working about the ways that you could do it differently or do it a different way. So it never hurts to rewatch and, you know, kind of inspire yourself, anything, because I have a habit. I'll go back and watch my own videos just to kind of see what I've done in the past and then evaluate it and maybe revamp it. So Super, super fun way to kind of brainstorm some ideas. Next, I went in with Candied Apple for the reds, and they were so pretty, so cute. I loved it so, so much. And they also have coordinating dies, and I was having a hard time figuring these dies out because I thought they were all one piece, but no, you have to cut them apart. You have to pull them apart. The only ones that are connected are the wreaths themselves, so don't do a me. Don't try to sit there for however long and figure out why this isn't lining up. Just separate them. The J and the Y and the individual pieces do not go together. So separate those and you'll save yourself some headaches. And I do apologize again about my camera not wanting to focus. I can't figure out why it doesn't want to focus on anything. Like I have to tap it because I use my phone. I don't know if I've mentioned that in the past with anybody, but I have an iPhone and that's how I do all of my videos. I record everything with my iPhone and then I airdrop it to my computer and that's where I do all my editing. So I'm not sure why my phone is acting funny, but I do apologize about that. So these are super cute out of the dies, and then again all these little individual pieces. I just think this is a really fun set. You could definitely do lots of layering with these, and just I really think in the fall they would be really cute. I know we're currently in the fall right now. Our peak color is finally gone. We don't have any more pretty leaves. They're all kind of gone and turned brown, and our weather is going to finally start to plummet and we're going to be getting cold, which I am super excited about. When the weather cools off, the bugs all die. So super excited about that. So next what I wanted to do is I wanted to stamp the J and the Y, but I wanted them to be in gold. So I took that big stamp and I just inked up the J and the Y and stamped them down on some cardstock, and I'm with some Versamark ink, and I'm going to be using my Simon Says Stamp Antique Gold embossing powder to coat those in that. So again, there are register marks here, so if you did stamp all of this at once, you can use that to help kind of line you up as well, but they don't die cut or anything, so you don't have to worry about those. So I'm going to hit that with my heat gun, and then I'm going to use the coordinating dies to cut those letters out, and they are super pretty. I love it so, so much. I wish they would have maybe included an O as well. Like I know the wreath is meant to be the O, but if you wanted to just have the letter O as well and do like the joy and all of the gold, you know, all of the text, I think that would elevate this a little bit more. Just because I really like the font on this and the size of this joy. So if you wanted to use the letters on their own instead of having to use them in a wreath, I think would be a fun way to add to this fun set. So once I was happy with all of that, I took out my favorite cardstock of all time, my Neenah Desert Storm, and I also took out a background stamp from Simon Says Stamp. This is the soft plaid, and I'm going to go in with some MFT craft colored ink, dye ink, and I'm going to ink up the stamp here, and I'm just going to use that in the background. I wanted something, I usually use like a script, you know, background, or excuse me, like a text background or something, but I feel like that can sometimes get boring, and I used that in my first card video, so I decided I wanted to do something a little different, and I had this in my stash, and I felt, ooh, that would be cute, kind of like a nice warm blanket or something like that, and it's plaid. Who doesn't love plaid at the holidays or even in the fall? I love plaid everything. So got that stamped down, and then I felt, you know, it's a little flat. So I went in with that ground espresso I used earlier and just inked up around the edges to add some depth and dimension. And of course, this is like my go-to. You guys know I've done this in hundreds of videos. It's probably boring. If you don't like craft, you can easily do this design on any color of cardstock. It will all look beautiful. I have done it in the past on blues, on greens, on reds. I've even done like pinks, those sorts of things. Any colors, you could definitely switch it out. Next, I wanted to add a little bit more gold to my background, so I took the Tim Holtz Foundry wax and I splattered it on the background here. This first go, I didn't get as much on there as I wanted, and you can see here it doesn't really look like anything is going on until you hit it with the heat gun and the splatters come through. So they kind of just show up like magic. I think it's so fun. It's one of my favorite products that I have in my stash for splatter. Again, you could easily use like gold paint, or you could use white even. I thought about doing white, like snow. It had crossed my mind, but I changed my mind kind of at the last minute and decided to go with the gold because I wanted to add a little bit more gold to the card. So again, I went in with a little bit more of that Foundry wax because I felt like I didn't have enough, and I was happy with that in the end. So super fun. And the nice thing is you don't have to wait for this Foundry wax to dry. It's already dry, ready to go. You can start working on your card, getting everything assembled and looking pretty. Now that I was happy with everything, I'm going to get this attached to a top folding A2 sized card base. This is Simon Says Stamp 120-pound cardstock. And again, like I mentioned in the past, just my preferred cardstock. You could easily do this as a landscape card. I think it would look just as pretty. I did contemplate doing it that way, just to have the joy fit a little bit better. But I already had the card base ready, so excuse me. I just went ahead and did it this way. So I'm going to fiddle around with that for a while until I get a happy placement. And then I set it off to the side because I was kind of getting a little frustrated. And I worked on the second part of my greeting. I have the a greeting here. This is from another Simon Says Stamp set. This is from the, I believe it's the inside Christmas greetings. I'll make sure everything is listed in the description below for all the products that I did use today. And I'm stamping it down on some Simon Says Stamp Schoolhouse Red cardstock with Versamark ink and Brutus Monroe Alabaster White embossing powder. And again, I apologize about the camera focusing on weird stuff. It focuses on stuff far away and then it doesn't focus on anything up close. Either way, you get the idea of what I was going for here. And then, yep, there it is. It's the inside greetings, holiday greetings, or Christmas greetings, one of those. A really versatile set. I love using it. Got a lot of really fun stuff in it. And then I'm going to use a banner die to die cut my greeting here, just to have something kind of settled underneath it. I definitely wanted to go with a red greeting to pull a little bit more red in, because the only red that I do have is on the wreath itself. Next, I'm going in with the actual assembly of my card. I'm using some scrapbook adhesive 3D foam squares, the big ones and the small ones, to pop my wreath up. What I should have done, and this is hindsight because of the struggles that I had with getting the card the way that I wanted, is I should have adhered the wreath down flat and popped up the letters. So don't do a me, because I struggled and I got really frustrated. So just adhere it flat and then pop up the letters. It'll make it so much easier. So I did fiddle around for quite a while getting this the way that I wanted it. Again, I probably would have been easier on myself if I'd have done it as a landscape card. But again, this is the first time I was playing with this stuff, so I wasn't sure how everything fit together. Now I know, and I am more aware, and I'm letting you guys know. The card still turned out beautiful. I love it. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys, so you can see what I do with it, and maybe this will inspire you. You can learn from me, learn from the things that I did, things that worked out, things that didn't. So again, that's the whole purpose of this series and my videos in general, is to inspire you, fill you with inspiration, and just to hang out with me for a little while as I de-stress from my day. So going to get my banner adhered here. I'm going to use those same 3M foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives. I'm going to pop that up just across the two ends because it does rest on that wreath. So it helps hold that up as well. So I was happy with that. And then I felt like it was a little off balance with the Y off to the side. So then I thought, oh, I could fill in with these little sprigs, and that will kind of help balance it out a little bit. And it did. I was happy with it. It balanced it out and it looked good. So get those adhered down. I just adhered those flat, and that's why I really like these little sprigs, because you could do a whole bunch of these, do a really fun card with them. Again, this is a really fun set. I've got some more ideas. I'm definitely going to try to make some ornaments with it, maybe some gift tags. I think would be really fun. So I'm going to adhere those down with some Barely Art adhesive and use my reverse tweezers to help get those in the right place. I just think they're so cute. Super fun set of products. I've used Tailored Expressions in the past and I've never been unsatisfied with anything that they have. Once I was finally done with that, I'm going to go in with some finishing details. I'm going to go around and add a little bit of sparkle with my Stardust glitter pen. I've had this thing for years, and I love bringing it out at the holidays just because it adds a nice little touch of sparkle. And then I decided I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to go in after I add some glitter to my secondary greeting. I'm going to cover up those berries with some Morning Dew glossy accents. Not glossy accents. Crystal drops from Nuvo in Morning Dew. That's what I wanted to say. And once I'm done with that, that will finish up this card for today. I really want to thank you guys for stopping by, and I really appreciate all of your comments, your subscriptions, your likes, everything. It really helps build my channel and get my inspiration out there to you. And I just love making cards, especially around the holidays, and I really hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, please consider hitting that like button as well as a subscribe. It lets YouTube know that you enjoy all of the content I bring to you, and so you don't miss out on another video. Again, I really appreciate you guys stopping by. It really makes my day, and I really, again, hope you enjoy it. Stick around. I got a lot more coming your way, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next one. Bye.
On screen, I've got a few videos that I think you'll enjoy. Consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more videos at my YouTube channel.